All right, we are in our last example now, example 6. And I started doodling. Sorry, I'm gonna redo this here so you guys can see it. So we have a cube-shaped container that has an edge length 2 centimeters longer than the edge length of a second cube. So here's our big cube. Here's our little cube. This one has edges that are x by x by x because it's a cube. And since this one is bigger, it's going to be x plus 2, x plus 2, and x plus 2. The volume of this big cube is 729 cubic centimeters. And we don't know what the volume of this one is, right? And it wants to know, when the larger cube is dumped in here, how much water is going to be in this bowl down here. So what we're going to do is we're first going to figure out what our x is. So to do that, we need to do our x plus 2 cubed and set that equal to 729. Now, if you'll remember, you have to take everything to the 1/3. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Then we get x plus 2 equals the cube root of 729, which I think in a previous problem we figured out was 9. If not, you can do that in your calculator. And then we subtract 2 from both sides, which means that x is 7. Now, we know x is 7, so we need to find the volume of our smaller cube. So that volume is going to be 7 cubed, which is 343 centimeters cubed. So now, if the big one is 729 and the small one's 343, they're wanting to know how much is going to spill, so we're going to take the difference. When we do that, we get 386 centimeters cubed. So that's how much water we have left over. Now I'm going to go back just one last time to Pearson so you guys can kind of see our concept summary here. You've got nth roots, radical exponents. So here's our words. The index of a radical is equivalent to the denominator of a fractional exponent. The exponent of the radicand is equivalent to the numerator. All that means is that if you have a fraction, like we have here, if you have your fraction, like we have here, your bottom is your index, and your top is your exponent. You guys can see it with number examples in this box and with letters in this bottom part right here. But in the end, you should be able to interpret this now. So now the goal is that we will do our homework together as a class. Now, tonight, we're not going to be able to do that. You do have Pearson homework, but what I'm going to do is let you guys work on this homework on Tuesday, because over the weekend, I want you to go ahead and watch all the videos that will go with 5-2, which is our next section. So hopefully this was a pleasant experience and that you're enjoying this a little bit more. You can always go back and rewatch and all of that good stuff with these ed puzzles, which is one of the things that I really like, is you can see my explanation 3 or 4 times. If you have questions that you feel still aren't answered after watching the videos, you need to make a list in your notebook of things that you need to ask me in front of the whole class at the beginning of the next session. So we'll talk about that a little bit more as we need it. And I'm hoping that this will be a really great way for us to get a lot of good things done. Thank you, guys.